going on, Jerome's? Even though a lot of fans think that the Viking season is over, it isn't. But for 18 teams in the National Football League, it is. So it is Black Monday. There is going to be some hiring and firing of head coaches. And enter the New York Jets, who fired the GM weeks ago and their head coach months ago. Yeah. But the Jets have officially reached out. They want what the Vikings are building here in the great state of Minnesota. Schefter, Jets have requested head coaching interviews with Vikings defense coordinator Brian Flores and quarterback coach Josh McCown per sources. Now, this is just adding another chapter to the dumbest rivalry in sports history. Glorious. I kind of love it. Also, the coup de grace is Prete Ricky Spielman. Remember, him and the 33rd team, led by Mike Tannenbaum, who ironically used to be the Jets' former GM, spearheading efforts with the Jets and the GM hiring, as well as I'm sure they have an input on the head coach as well. It's just Spielman poaching Flores or McCown would just be Prete Ricky against some petty payback on the Vikes. I kind of love it. But for Flores, 2 years here with the Vikings, he's transformed the Vikings defense into one of the best in the National Football League. No, I don't blame last night on Flores and the defense. They fought the good fight through 3 quarters, and it just sort of is what it is. And the Jets, it's understandable why the Jets would have interest in Flores, especially since Gerard Mayo's been fired in New England. It could make sense that Flores would return to the Patriots, although I feel like they're going to make a big-time push for Ben Johnson, right? And the Jets have experience of Flores going up against them twice a year when he was with the Patriots, as well as twice a year with the Dolphins. Also, Flores is a Brooklyn born and raised, so natural connection there. Jets still looking for a quarterback, and I don't know. I feel like Flores obviously wants to be a head coach again, but I think he learned from the Dolphins that a good ownership situation is paramount. The Jets don't have that. But who knows? One of 32 jobs is one of 32. And I always felt like the Giants would have been perfect for Flores, but they decided to roll with Daboll still for whatever god-awful reason. So who knows there with the Jets. And, of course, the Jets, they know Josh McCown. Josh McCown was a backup with the Jets for 2 seasons. Mentored Slinging Sam Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback. Right, and bringing him back, we've said from the jump, McCown was going to be a dark horse candidate in this hiring cycle because offensive-minded guy. Texans wanted to give him the head coaching job in 2020, even though he had 0 experience. But now getting his feet wet, I don't blame him in Carolina last year when he got washed out with Frank Reich. But this year with Darnold, what he's done with the quarterback room has been very damn impressive, despite last night. Yeah. And the Jets so far, Ari Mera of My Sports Update. So they're casting a very wide net. Vrabel, Ron Rivera have already interviewed, although Vrabel, it kind of seems like a fait accompli. Vrabel back to the Patriots if they don't get Ben Johnson. They got Joe Brady, former OC of LSU, or off passing game coordinator at LSU, whatever the hell he was. Vance Joseph, Vance Refrigeration. Matt Nagy, fake-ass Brad Childress. Arthur Smith. Rex Ryan, bring back Sexy Rexy, and then he could take Pettin with him. Brian Greasy, I wonder how we got that interview. All the 49ers are all nepotism team because they got Shanahan and Greasy the youngers. Flores, Aaron Glenn, also he used to play for the Jets as well. And then you got Bobby Slowick coming in from the Texans, and of course Josh McCown, like we mentioned. Also, the Jets are reaching into the Vikings executive coffers. Diana Rossini, The Athletic. The New York Jets have requested to speak to Viking Senior VP of Player Personnel Ryan Grigson per source. So Grigson has been Kwesi's assistant GM for a while here with the Vikings, and also he was the GM for the Colts for a stretch. And I like Grigson, but every single time, so I forget that Grigson's with the Vikings, but then every single time he's brought up, I remember that as GM of the Colts, he was the snitch who put the entire world through Deflategate because the Colts complained about the Patriots. The Patriots footballs are slightly underinflated, even though when they were fully inflated, they still beat the brakes out of the Colts in the AFC title game, but I digress there. I still blame you for saturating ESPN and NFL Network for months, for a year plus, with stuff about needles and perfect atmospheric conditions, and I don't know. Just so stupid. Honestly, just very, very stupid. But, of course, the Jets are the Jets. And I kind of want one of these to happen just because it'd be funny to me. But we'll see. We'll see what Pretty Ricky Spielman wants to do. But your thoughts are thoughts. Jets obsessed with the Vikings. Request interviews with Grigson, Flores, and Jumpin' Josh McCown. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.